Sparrow hummed, a reassuring thrum against the oppressive silence of the London fog. Elias adjusted his collar, the unfamiliar scratchy wool, a constant reminder of how utterly out of place he felt. Beside him, Beatrice checked the charge on her concealed ray pistol, the faint green glow reflecting in her worried eyes. This just rematerialized in a narrow alleyway, the stench of coal smoke and something indefinably foul clinging to the air. Remarkable, Elias murmured more to himself than to Beatrice. The displacement field was smoother than anticipated. Before Beatrice could reply, a woman's scream pierced the fog. It was brief, choked off, followed by a series of panicked cries. What was that? Beatrice whispered, her hand instinctively tightening on her weapon. Elias frowned, peering into the swirling grey. Sounds like distress. Best not to interfere. Remember our directive, observation only. Another scream, closer this time. Elias hesitated, a flicker of unease crossing his face. We need to get closer. Just a quick assessment. They moved cautiously down the alley, the fog clinging to them like a damp shroud. Rounding a corner, they found a small crowd gathered around the doorway, their faces pale and contorted with fear. A man in a dark overcoat was attempting to push through, his expression grim. Elias shoved his way to the front, pushing past the throng. He scanned the scene. A woman lay collapsed on the cobblestones, clutching at her throat, her eyes wide with terror. What happened here? Elias demanded, his voice sharp. The man in the overcoat recoiled slightly. A fiend. He attacked her. Gone now, vanished into the fog. Elias knelt beside the woman, quickly assessing her condition. She was alive, but barely conscious. He noticed a faint greenish tinge to her skin, almost imperceptible against the grime of the alley. She's been exposed to something, Elias muttered, rising to his feet. Something beyond a simple attack. Suddenly, a figure materialized from the swirling fog, blocking their path. He was tall and gaunt, with piercing eyes that seemed to bore into Elias's soul. A sinister smile played on his lips. Intrigued by the local festivities, Dr. Thorne, the man said, his voice a low, smooth rasp. Elias stiffened, recognizing the accent, subtly distorted, almost manufactured. Who are you? How do you know my name? The man chuckled, a dry, unsettling sound. Let's just say I've been expecting you. And Miss Finch, I presume? He inclined his head slightly towards Beatrice, his eyes lingering on her concealed weapon. What do you want? Beatrice asked, her voice tight with apprehension. I have an offer for you, Dr. Thorne, the man said, ignoring Beatrice's question. An opportunity to rectify a regrettable situation. Regrettable situation? What are you talking about? Elias demanded, taking a step back. A disruption, Doctor, the man said, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. A ripple in the fabric of time. Your little excursion here has caused complications. Elias frowned. I don't understand. Let's just say that some threads are best left undisturbed, the man continued. I can provide a solution, a means of moving out the irregularities. And what would that involve? Elias asked, wary. It involves a rather significant adjustment to your current trajectory, the man replied, his smile widening. A realignment, if you will. I need your cooperation. Before Elias could respond, the alleyway shimmered, the fog seeming to thicken and swirl. Figures emerged from the grey, their faces obscured by shadows, their eyes glowing with the same unsettling green light that Elias had seen in the woman. They moved with a jerky, unnatural gait, their movements precise and synchronized. You're not alone, are you? Beatrice observed, her voice barely a whisper. I am merely a facilitator, my dear, the man replied, completely ignoring Beatrice's observation. I offer you a chance to avert a disaster, Dr. Thorne, a chance to erase your transgression. Suddenly, a blinding flash erupted from the Sparrow, throwing everyone back several feet. When Elias could see again, the man and the figures had vanished, leaving only the lingering smell of ozone and the echoing screams of the woman still clutching her throat. What was that? Beatrice gasped, scrambling to her feet. Elias stared at the space where the man had stood, his mind reeling. He checked the Sparrow's diagnostic panel. A series of complex equations scrolled across the screen, interspersed with cryptic symbols that he didn't recognize. The temporal displacement field is fluctuating wildly, Elias said, his voice tight with concern. Something is interfering with the device. He glanced back at the woman, still struggling to breathe. Her skin was now a sickly shade of green, and she was beginning to spasm uncontrollably. We need to get out of here, Beatrice said, grabbing his arm. Now. Elias nodded, activating the Sparrow. As the device prepared to rematerialize the mirror in time, he noticed a single line of text scrolling across the diagnostic panel, a message he couldn't decipher, but which seemed to resonate with a profound sense of foreboding. Asterisk, the threads are tangled. The weaver returns. Asterisk,